Okay, this video right here is how to calculate the half-life when given some data. So the first thing you're going to want to have is the half-life equation. So the amount remaining is equal to the amount that you start with times 0.5 to the power time over half-life. Alright, so it tells you that 0.25 grams is remaining. You're starting with 2 grams. That'll be multiplied times 0.5 to the t, so 42 days, and it wants to know what is the half-life. Alright, so to simplify this problem, we got to get everything away from h. So to do that, first we're going to divide both sides by 2. And so if we take 0.25 divided by 2, that gives us 0.125. Then that's going to be equal to 0.5 times, or to the power of 42 over h. Okay, we need to bring the 42 divided by h out of the exponent, bring it down to the level where the 0.125 and the 0.5 are, so we're going to take the log of both sides. So log of 0.125 is equal to the log of 0.5 to the, or 0.5, but since we log both sides, the 42 over h comes down to the same level. Okay, then we're going to get rid of the 0.5 from the 42 over, or divided by h, so we're going to log both sides by, or divide by both sides of the log of 0.5. So we'll divide both sides by that. So we'll take log 0.125 divided by the log of 0.5, and if you do that on your calculator, you should get 3. So make sure as I'm doing this that you're kind of pushing the buttons with me. So 3 is going to be equal to 42 over h. Alright, so the half-life. So now we need to get h by itself. Alright, so here's a little math thing here. So 3 is on the top, h is on the bottom. We need to get h by itself. And so anything on the bottom, if you move it to the other side, it goes to the top. And if it's on the top, it goes to the bottom. So some easy algebra here, the h and the 3 can just switch places because one's on the top, it's going to move to the bottom. The other one's on the bottom, it will move to the top. So h will be equal to 42 divided by 3. So that's what the half-life is equal to, and if we do that math there, it ends up being 14. And I just kind of leave the units off and I go back and look up here and see what it was, and so it's 14 days. Alright, so here I'd like you to try this problem on your own, this next problem. So here's a very similar problem. We're looking for the half-life. What I'd like you to do is to pause this video and try it and then play the rest of the video and see if you did it right. Okay, so it's a half-life problem, so let's just write the formula. So we got this formula. Alright, so then we're going to plug in the numbers. So we're going to start with 1.2, but it's going to decay to leave 0.15. So remember that the amount remaining is always A, so 0.15, and then we started with 1.20. Okay, that's going to be multiplied times 0.5, and then the t is 5.49 seconds. Alright, and we don't know the half-life, which is h, so we'll write h. Okay, let's simplify. Let's divide both sides by 1.2. So we'll divide both sides by that. And if you do that problem, let's see here, you would get 0.125 over here. So this would be 0.125, and that's going to be equal to 0.5 to the power of 5.49 over h. Okay, we need to bring this out of the power and bring it to the same level, so we're going to log both sides. Log 0.125 is going to equal the log of 0.5, and that's going to be multiplied times 5.49 over h. So now this 5.49, since we log both sides, it's out of the exponent. So now we need to get this 5.49 over h by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by the log of 0.5, divide this side by the log of 0.5. And so when we do that, we end up getting 3. And so 3 will be equal to 5.49 over h. Okay, so now we can solve for the half-life h, but it has to be, you have to get it out of the bottom, so you can trade sides with the 3, because the 3 is on the top, it's going to move to the bottom. The h is on the bottom, it's going to move to the top. So the half-life will be equal to 5.49 over 3, and so the half-life ends up being 1.83 seconds. That's it. I hope you got this right and understand the problem.